So, I mean, obviously, the other aspect to health and wellness is mental health and wellness.
Yeah, but that stuff's not important.
I guess I didn't say it was important. Oops. So one of the things that I think is super important in life, and I live by this, and I think a lot of people know it, but they don't know it properly, is like, tell me if you agree or not. I think
I agree.
struggle. Yeah, my guy. I think struggle is extremely important in life, and without struggle, life is boring and meaningless, and you kind of need something to work towards. But I think you need good struggle. I think people notice that you need struggle, but they go towards bad struggle, being like, excuse me, drama or like abusive relationships, and they see this struggle,
They,
but
they
it's
see
not.
they see abusive relationship. They're like, I need that in my life to
Unfortunately, some people are like that, man. Some people are
fuck.
just they're
See,
into
I,
that
I
shit.
don't I don't like the word. Like, would you consider challenge struggle?
Are you
Yes,
challenged?
yes.
Yeah, in the penis department. Um,
He struggled. He struggled.
no, because yeah, I totally agree. Challenge is, again, it may not, like, to your point. I think it builds how you deal with those challenges and struggles in your life. Is when
Hundred
you're
percent,
confronted with them, how you deal with them.
100%.
And there's always positive or negative. I guess negative ways at looking at it, where it's like things are always against me instead of like, well, this is an opportunity for me to become a better person or a stronger
Yeah.
person because now I have another experience under my belt. But yeah, I don't think that's a very easy, like, for someone who practices it, or like it's just part of, I guess, the kind of person that I am, and I'm sure you guys might be in the same boat. But it's like for for me to talk about that, it's easy because I'm like, that's just how I am. But
Hmm.
it's hard to wrap my head around, like, when people are like, no, I'm not like that. That's not how I am. It's weird for me to be like, oh, that's interesting, because I'm just so, I'm just, that's how I'm geared, is like it's hard for me to look
Well, I
at
mean, I
things
think
in a negative way.
I think there are levels to it though, and there are subtle levels to it that I think maybe a lot of people don't take into consideration. Like a majority of the struggle or challenge, whatever you want to call it, could come from your hobbies. Just have a hobby that pushes you, maybe that you're not just that's not too easy. Something that you're gonna suck at for a little bit, and then boom, you get to the next step, and you get to look back and say, "Oh my god, look! After trying so hard and failing, I got to this. Okay, now what's the next goal in this hobby?" And then you struggle a little bit, and then you get to another milestone. You get to look back, and you get to see the reward that all that struggle built. Um,
Video
I think
games.
that's sure video
100 dubs,
games.
yo, let's go for 200 dubs, baby. Let's drop in for dance.
Honestly, just setting goals. Setting goals is so important, and having that challenge, struggle, whatever you want to call it, I think is necessary. And
I feel like if you don't have a struggle, you're living sheltered.
Yeah, that's a
'Cause
fair.
you'll see
I,
people who
I
get
fuck with that statement.
handed everything in their life, and you can see like when you're just interacting with them, you're like, this person seems. I don't want to say they're dull, but it just seems like they're so
You
unaware.
want to say they're dull, bud?
well, I mean, there are other cases too, though, where people aren't sheltered, but they just don't have something to push themselves with. Like they don't have a hobby, they don't have something that they can commit themselves to say, "Hey, I want." Like pick one thing to master, and I'm sure it's going to take you your whole life to
Bait,
master it, to really master it. What did you say?
bait.
Bait.
I'm gonna
Bait?
masturbate.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
How'd you fall for that?
You fell right. You fell right into my trap, dude.
I'm so embarrassed.
I can't believe
I can't
that.
believe I can't
That's
believe I
almost a
fucking
trick
let
of the
that
book,
happen.
bro.
I can't believe I
That's
let
almost as
that
bad as like,
happen.
yo, you got something on your shirt. Boom.
You might as well have. You might as well have.
End
Fuck
your
it.
life right there, dude.
This guy said
I wanted
bait.
to go back to Lucas, the point you made. Not just hashtag fuck Lucas, but hashtag fuck with Lucas. I fuck with Lucas on that one.
Thanks,
Which
man.
point?
About the when people don't experience struggles, and when they've handled a lot, that it may just, and you, like, I feel like you can tell who those people, like, when you meet someone, you're like, oh, this person's like kind of been like guided,
That
and
or
being supported through things is not a bad thing at all. I think that's how it's just to the extent of, you know, if that impacts how you then look at future scenarios, because then you're always going to expect people to support
Mm,
you every single time.
mm.
um that's kind of when I'm just like, come on, like, you gotta, do things for yourself sometimes.
But also, I think an important part of growth is surround yourself with people who are like-minded. I think I've seen a lot of times where I have friends who have groups of like their
You don't
main
have friends,
group
bro.
of friends. Yeah, I have colleagues who have their main group of friends are people who don't have ambition to drive, and therefore like they don't have anything to kind of like I see them trying to improve, but then their friends will be like, "Yo, like I'm
But
down with just chilling in the basement for the rest of my
What
life."
about
And
people who don't
that's
have their driver's license? How are they supposed to How are they
I,
supposed to drive?
I don't shit on that
shut the
too
fuck up.
much.
Shut the fuck up. Did you get that? Because he's like, "How are
Yes.
they supposed to have drive?"
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, I
No,
got it.
thanks,
I
thanks,
got it.
Lucas.
Yeah.
I should have let Lee just go on with it.
Um, what I was gonna say though, Lucas, I that's what I think. I see your point. I see your point, but I think maybe your phrasing was wrong by being around like-minded people. I don't think that's true. I think you need to be around people who are going to push you to new levels,
Sorry.
and only like-minded people if they're those, go get them kind of people. Because if I'm a shitty, lazy person and I'm around like-minded people, I'm fucked forever. I'm
Yeah,
fucked forever.
but that's what I mean is that there's people who will surround themselves with the same thing where it's like, oh, like these people are chill, not pushing themselves, so I'm pretty chill too because they're enjoying life, I'm enjoying life, and it just becomes like that for decades,
Yeah.
But
years.
then you're enjoying life forever. What's wrong with that?
No, at a certain point, you're not.
But I think that's subjective. I also want to call out a chat comment here just while we're on the point that we're talking about. So struggles are subjective, though. Everyone's definition is different. I agree. I totally agree. What one person may interpret as, this is a challenge or a struggle for me. I agree. Not everyone has the same interpretation of this is something that I struggled with, but it may not be something Lee or Lucas struggles with. I totally agree on that.
Yep.
And give an example.
Oh God, you put me on the spot. That's hard. Can we come back to me or?
No, you need to think of it. You have 5 seconds.
What happens if I don't? Oh fuck.
You're off the call.
While you think of it, in the meantime, I would like to say I do agree as well, but I think that's why, like, it doesn't matter what everyone else's definition of struggle is. It's just as long as you're doing something that's always pushing you to get better and not be complacent is the important part.
That's exactly what I was trying to say, and Lee kind of he said it before I could speak it. So.
And better.
It's not true, not true.
He interrupted you just to say what you were gonna say.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What a fucking dick.
I got you, homie. I got you.
I literally was typing it in on my computer, and I guess he has a spyware, and he could actually see what I was typing.